Hello and happy Wednesday. Welcome to First Brunch Then Hustle, my weekly show where I share spiritual tips, insights, business, masteries, strategies, and all kinds of wonderful personal growth and development tips and insights. So, I'm Star Hayward. I'm a spiritual business and leadership coach for women visionary entrepreneurs. I help you to become soul aligned in your business and develop yourself as a confident leader so that you can achieve true freedom, fulfillment, and ease doing the work that you love. So, again, welcome to First Brunch Then Hustle. My talk today is going to be about accessing the flow state. And why is this so important when it comes to business? So, first, I'm going to dive into what the flow state is all about and why we want to access the flow state. How does that benefit us in our lives as well as in the work that we do? So, the flow state is essentially creating a state of being where you are tapping into your true human potential, where you are in a place of truly expanding yourself, pushing your limits, and by doing so, you are experiencing deep satisfaction and reward and fulfillment. Now, a lot of people think that the flow state is primarily accessed through the movement of our bodies by being physical, but you don't necessarily have to be an Olympic athlete in order to achieve flow. And I'm going to talk about how you can create flow in your life no matter who you are. You see, the flow state is a very natural state of being. And in the flow state, this is where we achieve true happiness and joy. This is where we experience true joy. When a child is placing the very last block with a shaking hand on top of a tower that he or she is building as a toddler, very young, this child is in the flow state with the concentration and the precision that it takes for this child to put the last piece on the top of this wobbly, teetering tower is accessing the flow state. A chess player sitting across the table from their component, completely engaged in the game, absolutely 1000% laser focused on every move. This individual is accessing the flow state. An artist who is creating on the canvas is accessing the flow state. And yes, athletes are really good at accessing the flow state. And that's on top of mind because we just witnessed the Olympics, the 2021 Olympics in Tokyo, and wow, it is so fascinating to me. I absolutely love talking about human potential and how to achieve and access our power and what we are actually capable of in the mental, the physical, the spiritual, and the emotional arenas of the self. And so we can access this state of flow through all of those arenas. In spiritual practices, we can access flow through meditation. We can access flow by moving our breath rapidly in and out, in and out. And as you do, you might feel an explosion of euphoria that comes over you as you are moving your breath. And you feel goosebumps throughout your whole entire body because your body is coming alive and it's feeling in alignment. Those goosebumps are truth bumps. It's alignment. It's when you're in the flow. I love to create this alignment when I'm exercising and when I'm engaging in what we call extreme sports. I've always been an extreme sport, outdoor sport enthusiast. I've been a downhill mountain biker for many years, downhill skier. I was a semi-professional snowboarder for a few years in my life. When I was younger, I always played sports. Volleyball was, my number one favorite for years in high school. I love volleyball and the flow state that I would be in the game, in when I was engaged in the game. I love yoga. It puts me into the flow state. One of my favorite activities at my club is to take a virtual spin class. It really puts me into such an amazing state of flow. And why is it important to engage in activities that put us into the flow, and how does that relate to our business anyway? Well, like I said, when we are accessing the flow state, what we are doing is we are so engaged in an activity that has us in this experience of expansion. And usually, the flow state, by the way, is achieved when you are really pushing yourself to the limits, right? Now, the feeling of relaxation and the feeling of calm and inner peace and kicking your feet up. Now that feels really good, and that may feel like flow, and that may be flow as well. But that's usually a byproduct of what you did to achieve that state, if that makes sense. And happiness is a byproduct of your personally committing to engaging in your daily life by way of understanding that you are in control of the experience that you are creating for yourself, because you are in control of how you are responding to circumstances around you, as well as the choices that you're making in order to curate your life so that you can create a feeling of happiness and create that feeling of joy that innately you want to feel, right? We all do. That's our natural state of being as spirit beings in this human body. So, happiness is not a destination. It's not something to go out and get and achieve, just like success. Success cannot be achieved by attaining success. Success and happiness are byproducts of being personally committed and engaged in the act of what it is that is creating the pathway or the course in your life that is greater than you, that is bigger than you. And this starts to tie into what you're passionate about and what you really value. Because what you're passionate about and what you value are going to show up in those choices and in those acts in your life, in the ways in which you choose to create that state of flow. So, are you passionate about art? Are you passionate about athletics? Are you passionate about spiritual practices? Are you passionate about applying your mind and sorting through solutions, right? Applying your mind in a way of solving the Rubik's Cube, so to speak. Or maybe it is. My nephew loves Rubik's Cubes. Oh my God, he is incredible at them. It's amazing how quickly he can solve a Rubik's Cube. He can hand it to me, I'll mess it up. He won't even look. I hand it back to him, and he's like, they're done. Wow. He's in the flow state when he's solving the Rubik's Cube. So the reason why this is important, and how this applies to your business and your heart-centered work, is that A, it's highly recommended I give you permission. It's my subscription to you to create and innovate through the flow state. So what can you do for yourself to put yourself into the state of flow when you are getting ready to get up to your business tasks, whether it's creating content, maybe writing a social media post, developing curriculum, working on a new product, a new service, maybe building your website. All of these daily business actions and tasks that we have on our plate, on our dashboard as entrepreneurs, are worthy of us bringing our full and ignited selves to it. Would you agree? And when you do, when you are in that aligned state because you have done what you needed to do to ignite that state of flow and alignment for yourself and come with inspiration, then you are creating through that energy broadcast. And isn't that yet again worth what you are putting out and what you're infusing into your business? Isn't it worthy of you bringing that ignited on fire self? So think about how you can access the flow state, and can you commit to creating flow in your life, no matter how that shows up for you, how that looks. Again, you don't need to be an athlete to create flow. If you are a living, breathing human being, you can access flow through your breath, right? Simply through your breath, simply by meditating. And then layered on with all of your hobbies and your passions and your loves, the things that really fill you up. Maybe it's taking a walk in nature, listening to the birds. You know, I read a story about survivors of the concentration camps and how they were able to find happiness, solace, and peace through the act of sharing a piece of bread, listening to the birds, breathing air, filling their lungs. Isn't that poetic? Is it so beautiful to me to think about, you know, how when we are in challenging times, when we are pushed to the limits on every level of our being, that we can still access the state of flow. We can still find happiness and joy in those moments. So when you are feeling challenged and you're having an off day, just know that you can still find happiness in the challenge. You can still access that state of flow. And you have the ability to make that choice. Because happiness is a choice. Happiness is a commitment. Happiness is not achieved by waiting for our external circumstances to all come into alignment and harmony. It's achieved by our applying ourselves and committing to creating the circumstances in our life that are going to bring us fulfillment and reward. And it's through the act of and engaging in that process that true happiness is found. So it is about the journey along the way, not the destination. Success is about the journey along the way, not the destination. There is nowhere to get to. It's a feeling. It's all about achieving a feeling through your state of being. So that's what I was inspired to share with you today. And I invite you to set up a chat with me one on one if you would like to explore even more what it looks like to work with me and to assist you in achieving ease, flow, and freedom in your heart centered work. Again, this is First Brunch, Then Hustle. I'm Star Hayward. I'm so grateful to have you here watching with me today. I see Dana's here. Thank you so much, Dana. So much love to you, my friend, and much love to all of you out there. Uh, go for the state of flow today and every day. I will see you next week here again on First Brunch, Then Hustle. Ciao, ciao.